I think it's going to be a tough call for Sai to actually score maximum points today. But even then, I think the championship has been sealed by Joseph Matthew.
Yes, it has. We'll take a short breather in commentary. The crowd's built up here at the BIC, and they look really excited.
Well, as you can see, the atmosphere in the air is just enthralling. Come on, guys, make some noise! Woohoo! Are you having fun?
Yes.
What about you?
Awesome.
Awesome. I see a beautiful lady sitting here. यहाँ पर जो मेजर जनता मुझे लग रही है वो मेल्स की है, but I would love to talk to a female here. Are you having a good time?
Yeah, I'm having a good time here.
आपने पहले ऐसी कोई रेस लाइव देखी है?
Never. I came with my husband.
So this is for the first time we are here, and this is very exciting event.
I'm sure you guys are having fun, and this day is going to be packed with a lot of fun. What about you, ma'am? Are you having a good time?
Good, very good.
You are here with your son?
Enjoy कर रहे हैं बस इतना ही.
आप enjoy कर रहे हो? कितना मजा आ रहा है? ऐसे करके बताओ कितना मजा?
एक में फर्स्ट आया और एक में सिक्स्थ आए.
Oh, lovely! This is absolutely amazing, and we're gonna be seeing everyone. Like, come on!
So what we've got now is the formation lap in progress for the mixed grid of the JK Tyre Suzuki Gixxer Cup and the ACRR riders. And they're going to be doing this formation lap across the BIC. Remember, Karthik Mateti starts off on pole with Han Dubes on P2 and Anthony Lalampuya on P3. But you've got to keep an eye out on Joseph Matthews, who's the championship winner. And we can say that very safely at the moment, irrespective of the result, because he starts in 31st place on the grid, does Joseph Matthews. Sachin Chaudhary docked seconds for the incident that took place yesterday, is on 11th. Even if Sachin were to go on and win this race, there's no way in which he can challenge Joseph Matthews for a title, because there are 19 points that separate Syed Muzammil and Joseph Matthews. Joseph has got 60, Syed Muzammil's got 41, and Sachin Chaudhary is on 20 points.
So yes, it seems the championship has been sealed by Joseph Matthew, but Syed Muzammil Ali starting ahead of Joseph Matthew in this race on the fourth row in 12th position. So Sachin and Syed starting side by side with yeah, I think it will be a super competitive race. And Hamsika, after a great show yesterday, I think she's also going to be a strong performer on bike number 35.
What I'm also interested in seeing is how does Taylor Relf respond to the situation today. Remember, she's starting right at the back of the grid as well, but had a win at the Asia Cup in India. So she is one of those bikers to watch out for, this Australian girl from Brisbane.
Absolutely. We've got riders from Thailand, from Sri Lanka, from Japan, Australia. A great over here for the ACRR and the JK Tyre Suzuki Gixxer Cup. 34 riders, 34. I mean, that is phenomenal. That just shows the following bike racing has, and what a great job Suzuki and JK Tyre have done together to get such a massive grid in this first step in motorsport. The grassroots level of bike racing in India, the Suzuki Gixxer Cup.
So we'll see the bikers line up now. Once the formation lap is just about coming to a close, they'll be back towards that start-finish point, towards the start-finish line, line up on the grid for the start of the race. You could see a couple of bikers holding their hands up, telling the competitors running behind them to just slow down a tad. You don't want to be missing your positions as you get to the grid, otherwise they'll have to go through another formation lap.
Exactly. I think some riders get extremely enthusiastic and go past their slot, then you got to restart the formation lap, and then you lose a lap of racing. So obviously that's not in their interest. So yes, an 8-lap race in the Suzuki Gixxer Cup. So who's your favorite now, Raman?
Seeing what happened yesterday, I was very impressed with the way Vidhan Dubey, since he starts off in the front row, it was very interesting to see the way he recovered with this young lad. after slipping down a few places. Now that he's got a front row start, clear road, clear line of sight ahead of him, I'd like to see what he can do.
I agree. I think Vidhan is going to be a man to watch. And then as well, Hamsika, she's up there as well. Anthony, he's also been someone to watch out for. And Sachin, I think Sachin unfortunately got docked the race, some seconds there for the collision, but he rode superbly, and as did Joseph Matthew. So let's watch out. It's about to start now. Everything, it's all for the winning, all for the taking.
They're all set now, waiting for the lights to come on and go off for the start of the race.
By far the largest grade in the JK Championship, and they're off. What a great start there from the back. Looks like Taylor Ralph had a rocket on the start, but Vidhan Dubey, I think, is going to really go into first place over here in the first corner.
Vidhan Dubey, remember, is on bike number 4. He's taken the outside line, but he's going to drop positions. I just get a feeling Anthony Lalampuya has got the best start of the lot, and he's taken the race lead early on into C1.
Absolutely, what a great start there. All the bikes jostling for position, rubbing elbows. I think C3, oh, what a great move there on the outside over there. Look at the bikes, they're so evenly matched. I think the entire grid at the moment is within 10 seconds, because look at the size of it. It's almost like a never-ending snake over there of bikes.
Yes, the serpent. Wonder who's going to raise the hood as they open up now towards the latter end of C4 as they're heading into C4. Now, who's in the race lead? We just get a quick confirmation that it does seem like Anthony has slipped up a bit, and Vidhan Dubey might have made a strong comeback.
Well, and by the end of the straight, a lot of things are going to change. There'll be a lot of drafting, slipstreaming going down. You never know by the end of it who's just like in the LGBs. Look at that, like 8 bikes wide entering that corner. Phenomenal racing.
Karthik Bateti made a strong comeback as well as they went into C4. I think he's now regained the slot that he'd lost going into C1.
Absolutely, but I can't really tell right now, because this is so closely bunched coming into C5 now. Big bit of crisscross going on, a little dangerous stuff, but yes, no con. Oh, you see, he leaned in a little too early over there.
Yes, and then Anthony Lalampuya had to correct because Karthik Mateti had taken the inside line. Anthony was leaning in and then had to check that the turn that he was going in for. So for the moment, Karthik Mateti, it seems, who was on pole position, is leading the race.
Absolutely, that was a little dangerous, almost similar to the last lap incident we had yesterday with Sachin Chaudhary and Joseph Matthew, a similar incident. But over here we have Sanjeev Maitre, bike number 9.
He's just taken full toll on everyone. He's come out of nowhere. Remember, Sanjeev Maitre was 10th. He's on bike number 9 and he suddenly just whipped everybody and he's moved up into 2nd spot.
Wow, that's absolutely amazing. I mean, 9 places almost in one lap. Only in a single make series where the bikes or cars are so evenly matched can you have racing like this, and this is why it's so good.
Absolutely unbelievable stuff here. Karthik Mateti is in for a stiff challenge. We thought it would be Vidhan Dubey, Anthony Lalampuya. Both of them did challenge early on. Now it's the experienced Sanjeev Maitre who said, hang on, let me teach the boys what can be done.
Yes, you can see that, and some unconventional lines being taken into the last corner. But who's going to cross the line first to end the first lap of this 8-lap race?
I tell you what, Malsam Dongliana has also said, wait up, I'm in the hunt. Hamsika Abhay Singh is leading the pack. Malsam Dongliana has moved into 2nd. Sanjeev Maitre is in 3rd. Taylor Ralph is in 4th.
From 32nd on the grid to 4th in one lap.
Super riding there by Taylor Ralph. She's really clocking some good times. But Hamsika Abhay Singh, this young girl from Sri Lanka, clocking a time of 2 minute 55.840 seconds in the opening lap, is the fastest, and she's leading the bunch now.
You know, I can't tell you, I'm getting goosebumps. A lady like Hamsika leading the boys on such a big grid. This is phenomenal stuff. And I think she's going to get some massive support from Taylor coming through. The lads better watch out.
Absolutely spectacular stuff, and Karthik Mateti, who started off on pole, has slipped up a tad.
Well, you know, there's so many bikes on this grid. If you go wide on even one corner, brake a little later, it's just anything can happen because everyone is so evenly matched. And it looks like Taylor Ralph is now in the lead.
have to wait and watch. Yes, on bike number 30, Taylor Ralph has overtaken Hamsika Abhay. So this young girl from Brisbane, Australia, is putting the disappointment of yesterday behind her and leading the pack now.
This is some great racing. C4 yet again proving to be a corner to watch out for. The exit at C3 is everything, and if you're even a tad bit slower, you are going to lose position. Taylor Ralph slipping back to third there. Hamsika still holding on to a lead, but everything is to play for still. It's only the second lap of the race, but look at the action. Look at the first bunch. It easily looks like 10, 12 bikes with an equal chance of taking this race at the moment.
Well, the top three seem to be within a couple of seconds of each other. That's for sure. In fact, the top four now, as they bunch up a tad.
Well, in the last lap, the top 10 were within 1 second. Within 1 second. That is phenomenal stuff. And the entire grid within 10. I mean, so that's something. It's a really good race.
At the moment, though, Taylor Ralph is leading the pack on bike number 30. Right behind her is Hamsika Abhay of Sri Lanka. So the ACRR riders are actually leading the pack in this JK Tyre Suzuki Gixxer Cup ACRR riders mixed grid that's racing here at the BIC.
Absolutely. We learned yesterday that these riders were not used to riding these bikes, and it's taken them a bit of time to get used to them. But as you can see, now that they've settled down, they're really giving the Indian team a very, very tough time.
I want to figure out exactly what's happening to Joseph Matthews as well, because Joseph Matthews, remember, was starting the race in 31st position.
Karen Agura, from starting last, is in second, Taylor Ralph first, and Hamsika Abhay in third. The top three belong to three powerful women. What's going on?
Super stuff. Sunday is turning out to be Women's Power Day as far as racing in this particular race is concerned.
Absolutely phenomenal stuff. The two girls, Taylor Ralph and Karen Agura, starting in 34th and 32nd position, and now in the top three, along with Hamsika Abhay, who's from Sri Lanka, riding fantastically. And the Indian contingent is led by Sanjeev Maitre, who's now in 4th position.
Karen Agura, the Japanese girl, put in a lap time of 2 minutes 53.091 seconds in the second lap. That's the fastest lap time in the race, and just a clear indication of why she's been able to move from that 34th position to the second place in the race at the moment.
Well, my favorite by far is Sachin Chaudhary, and he's in 6th place. Saeed is in 7th. But where is Joseph Matthews?
That's the big question. That's the big question. And as we see live action unfolding on your screens, I get a feeling here that Karen Agura has actually moved into the race lead. She's on bike number 33. She's ahead of Taylor Ralph. So is the Japanese girl going to pull off a huge, huge upset here? She started last on the grid, on a packed grid of 34 bikers. She's moved from 34th to the race leader.
From 34th to 1st in 2 laps. Hats off to her. But yeah, Taylor Ralph is not going to let her get away that easily. She's right on her heels, and so is Hamsika Abhay. So yes, it's all to play for still, but the top two now pulling a slender lead over the second bunch.
Spectacular stuff that's unfolding here at the Budh International Circuit. Remember, the ACRR bikers have added the international flavor to the grid. You've got these young girls who've come in, bikers who've come in from Thailand, from Japan, from Australia. They're racing here from Sri Lanka as well, apart from the Indian bikers, and they're racing here at the Budh International Circuit, providing us with much needed racing excitement.
Absolutely, and now they come into C16, the famous last corner here at the Budh, and it looks like Karen Agura is leading and Taylor Ralph is second. As they come across the line, oh, it's looking like the top 5 are within the same second. Great stuff. Karen Agura first, Taylor Ralph second, Hamsika Abhay is third, Sanjeev Maitre 4th. That's a really close top 4 right there. There we have Hamsika Abhay making a move on Taylor Ralph into C1. She retakes second position, But Sanjeev is right there overtaking Taylor as well. Taylor's going to lose 2 places in the first 3 corners of this lap.
Remember, a total of 8 laps to do. We're already 3 laps down. We're in the 4th lap of the race, so nearing the halfway stage. And Karen Agura is just pulling away from the rest of the pack here.
Karen Agura has just showed class. Look at the way in an equal bike she's just pulled away from the likes of Taylor Ralph and Hamsika. I mean, that is phenomenal riding. She's just running a blistering pace, almost half a second faster than the rest of the pack.
Absolutely spectacular stuff. And the big question that's on my mind, and I've talked about it earlier as well, what's happened to Joseph Matthews? Because can't spot him on the grid in the top 20. Remember, he in the top 18, 19. Remember, he started 31st on the grid. And really, he's fallen off the pace here.
I think he may have got into just coasting now because he has seen the championship. He doesn't need to push himself, especially if he's carrying an injury or his bike is not up to spec after the incident yesterday. But anyway, look at Karen Agura in that beautiful pink helmet, pulling away and showing the boys how it's done.
Oh yes, she's definitely setting the pace. She's thrown the gauntlet down. Look at the smooth riding angle for her. She's got her entry-exit point sorted, hugging the curb, not really drifting too much on the corners or drifting onto the curb that will compromise speed. Great body balance as well on that bike.
Absolutely. You know, with these lower CC bikes, it's not about the power, it's about the momentum and whether you're able to maximize the momentum and speed through all the corners. Fast corners or slow corners, especially through the slow corners. Because that's where you make or lose a lot of time. So obviously Karen Agura has really come to terms with the bike. After not a great show yesterday, she's been phenomenal.
Absolutely no 2 ways about it. Let's talk about the bikers in the JK Tyre Suzuki Jigsaw Cup and how they're faring. Sanjeev Mahatre is 4th on the racetrack at the moment. Malsum Dongliana is running 5th. And Syed Muzammil Ali is in 6th place. Will we see a switch as far as positions are concerned? Hamsika Abhay Singh has dropped a couple of places. She's dropped down to 5th. Now Sanjeev Mahatre among the top 3. But remember, Sanjeev in the overall biker standings is actually 8th with 18 points. So even if he does manage a podium finish here, he cannot challenge Joseph Matthews, who's sewn up the championship.
Karthik, who started on pole, and Vibhan, who started 2nd, they've just really dropped off completely. Vibhan, I think, is running in 11th place, and Karthik is not in the top 20. So these 2 guys not having the best race so far. But Karen Agura just showing them how it's done from 34th on the grid. Taylor Ralph from 32nd on the grid are running 1st and 2nd.
Super stuff indeed. What's interesting to see is how does Malsum Dongliana, who's on bike number 6, you can constantly see him gesturing while he's riding in that pack of 3 that's got him, Sanjeev Mahatre there as well. There's a lot of gesturing going on. I wonder, has Malsum actually moved into 2nd spot?
Well, into C4, there were 4 abreast over there. So let's see who comes out tops in that. But look at how tightly packed the 2nd pack is. Karen Agura has run away with it. But the second, the fight for 2nd place is between 4 bikes.
Remember, Karen Agura hails from Japan. She's put in a very strong showing thus far in this race.
Karen Agura now really pulling away from the rest of the pack, showing her class coming in after the parabola, the C13 and 14, and then we have the downhill right-hander of C15, one of my favorite corners here on this track, and then the last corner, C16, is that sweeping left onto the straight. So yeah, Karen Agura has got quite a big lead. In the last lap, she had stretched her lead to about 2.2 seconds. But I have a feeling by the end of this lap, it's going to be closer to 2.5 seconds. And in terms of these bikes, in such close racing, that's an eternity.
Yes, it is. Remember, these are single make bike reformer. These are single make bikes with no real difference in terms of specifications.
Karen Agura just stopped she just stopped racing. Something's happened. She's just stopped racing.
I just had a feeling that has the clutch wire dropped, or has the brake come off, or the clutch lever come off, because there's something that was trailing from her bike.
I really couldn't see, unfortunately, but Karen Agura seems to be out of the race. She pulled into the pits. I'm absolutely gutted for her.
Absolutely, that's disappointment for Karen, but that's just the way it's going to end up at the moment. Malsam Dongliana is the race leader. Sanjeev Matre is challenging him for that top spot now. And disappointment for the Japanese girl, Karen Agura. Yes, there's a quick replay of what happened. I think there was something trailing from her bike. Was it the clutch lever, or probably a wire that had come loose, because she just coasted away towards the pit lane?
Well, in the meantime, Taylor Ralph has dropped to 4th place. So yes, the guy is now making big moves, and it's really sad to see someone who's really ridden so well as Karen Agura did to just have a mechanical problem and put into the pits. I mean, she must be absolutely gutted. I mean, I really feel for her. But there we have it. It looks like Taylor Ralph is now back in 1st place. Amazing riding by the Australian lady.
Yes, absolutely, which is great stuff from the Brisbane girl. But don't discount Malsam Dongliana, the lad who comes from Aizwal in India. Saw a glimpse of what he could do last season as well. He's really quick. So too is Anthony. We've had these young bikers who've come in from Aizwal, and a lot of times they run what is called a bikers club there, and train at an old airport strip.
Wow, that sounds phenomenal. So from the old airport strip to the Buddha International Circuit, at least we have JK, who gives these talented people who are so passionate a platform to learn and race.
Absolutely. Remember, there was a huge scouting campaign that was run last year as a part of the JK Tyre Red Bull Road to Rookies Cup. They identified a lot of young biking talent from around the country and found some amazing bikers in Aizwal.
Well, I think the talent hunt for the Suzuki Gixxer Cup goes pan-India. And if you're a biker who's interested in racing and learning more about riding and riding fast, do it in a safe environment, do it at a racetrack, get onto the JK and Suzuki website, and I'm sure you'll have enough information there to get you started.
Absolutely, no two ways about that. Let's just focus on the grid at the moment and the way things are panning out. Taylor Ralph, we cannot discount this young Aussie girl, because she's got that tenacious spirit, giving the boys a run for their money at the Buddha International Circuit as they come down the final corner onto the straight. Oh, little jostling there as they head towards the start-finish line, and that was Malsam Dongliana along with Taylor Ralph. So there's no quarter given, no free inch to be earned.
Top 4 within half a second. That's how close this is. Within half a second. And there we have the number 6 bike of Malsam Dongliana in 1st place, now going to the 1st corner from 3rd to 1st in a matter of a couple of 100 meters.
The other interesting part is the people trooping in at the BIC. It's a nice look to it. There's a nice look to it. Remember, picnic atmosphere. You've got racing action. You've got stunt shows. You've got performances lined up. Yes, most of the best seats in the house look taken. But who knows? There still could be some vantage points that could be occupied.
Absolutely. Just look at the crowd. It's phenomenal. You've got people from all backgrounds who are just passionate about motorsport. Look at the stands. They're absolutely packed. And that's the main grandstand here at the Buddha International Circuit on the front straight. And it's so good to see people taking time out on their Sunday, coming to support the best racers in India on 2 and 4 wheels here at the 21st JK Tyre National Racing Championship in 2018.
Super stuff here, no two ways about that. Sanjeev Matre isn't out of it just yet, because he's in the hunt as well. Taylor Ralph is challenging. Watch out for Hamsika Abhay Singh as well. because she's not really fallen that far behind. She's currently 5th. At one time she was leading the race, then slipped down to 2nd, now down to 5th, and she's again challenging as well. But Taylor Ralph and Malsum Dongliana have got a battle on between the two of them.
And the man who's made his way quietly to 5th place and is going to start playing havoc with the leading bunch is Sachin Chaudhary. He's come up and now is in 5th place. So I like Sachin. I think he's a real great talent. He's very young. He's only 18 years old. He went and represented India in the Red Bull Road to Rookies and did very well for us over there. And now I have a feeling he's got to, get rid of his demons of yesterday, start afresh here, and with a couple of laps to go now, he could really come into the leading bunch and have some fun with them.
Just got a glimpse of a lot of people coming in as well to the BIC to watch race action.
Well, there it looks like Karen Agura has made it back on the track though, so I don't know, maybe there was a bit of confusion for her. So I think she went into the pits, must have got her bike fixed. But sad for her, she was phenomenal from 34th on the grid all the way to 1st. But now, coming into the last lap, who's in the lead?
It's none other than Taylor Ralph who's leading the pack. Sanjeev Matre has slipped down to 2nd. Malsum Dongliana's 3rd, but there's not much separating the two. Look at Malsum Dongliana. He's broken away from the pack now, takes the outside line. Does he have enough momentum to take the race lead? Or will Taylor Ralph clinch it? No, Malsum Dongliana takes the race lead now. This is, remember, the final lap of this race. So now everything to race for. There's a quick confirmation that's come in. There's a jump start penalty of 10 seconds that's being issued to 2 competitors. And one of them is Vidhan Dubey. He's been docked with a 10-second penalty. And so too has Clinton Cordiero.
Oh, well, this is what we didn't want that to happen. Jump starts, 10 seconds. That's the end of their points for sure over there. But coming on to C4 is the leading bunch, and it looks like someone's broken away from the rest of them. Is this Sachin Chaudhary?
Yeah, Sachin Chaudhary, can't discount him as well. He's now a biker to watch out for. Had a good showing yesterday. Was disappointing for him that he got involved in an incident with Joseph Matthews and got docked 10 seconds, but it seems as if Malsum Dongliana is leading the race, and on bike number 2, Sachin Chaudhary has made a stake, he has staked a claim to get onto the podium. He's running 2nd at the moment.
Well, it looks like Taylor Ralph has been bullied by the boys. She's just got elbowed out of 2nd place over there, and she was leading, going into this lap, so she must be a bit upset. But where is the Sri Lanka?
Look at that, that's disappointment. And I tell you what, there are 3 bikers involved in that. You talked about Taylor Ralph involved in that incident. There was a lot of jostling going on between her and another biker. I thought there were some challenges from Sanjeev Matre as well, but in the end, oh, look at that, she's not being able to identify a bike. Look at what happened. Taylor Ralph being hemmed in on 2 sides, contact on the rear tire, and that's contact made by Syed Muzammil Ali on Taylor Ralph's bike. So that's the end of the race for Taylor Ralph.
And Syed Muzammil Ali, 2nd in the championship. Taylor Ralph enthusiastically trying to get a bike going again, but it seems like the bike isn't starting and she's given up the race. Another poor piece of luck for Taylor Ralph. A great race by her over there, but it's all for the taking. Syed is out as well, but now last corner. Raman, who's taking it?
Well, Sachin Chaudhary, you never know. There's stranger things that have happened. But what's going to happen here? I think Malsum Dongliana does have a bit of a head start over the other 2. This is going to be a dash to the finish, and he's going to hold on to it. Will he hold off Max Stauffer? Yes, Malsum Dongliana registers a win. It's going to be a happy, happy Sunday for the young lad. Malsum Dongliana has really had a battle for this race win.
Max Stauffer starting in 8th place, comes in 2nd, and in 3rd place is Sachin Chaudhary, who started in 11th place. A great top 3 over there. Bad luck for the girls, they rode really well. Hamsika eventually finishing 5th. Karen Agura had mechanical problems, and Taylor Ralph colliding with Saeed on C5, unfortunately DNFing as well.
Disappointment for Taylor Ralph, disappointment for Sanjeev Matre, and you know, I just thought that Sanjeev Mhatre got away there purely because of that challenge that Syed Muzammil put in. Taylor Ralph was hemmed in on one side by Sanjeev, on the other side by Syed Muzammil. In the end, those two bikers, Syed and Taylor, not finishing.
Well, they're showing a replay here of the action. Look at Taylor Ralph. She's going down the inside, but Syed just turned in on her. She had nowhere to go. She had the right line, but he... Oh, it was Syed's fault over there. That's unforgivable, really unforgivable stuff.
And you know, you got to give credit to Taylor Ralph because she'd gone past Sanjeev Mhatre. Initially, Sanjeev was jostling with Taylor for a bit, and that really is a disappointing end to what was a really good race for Taylor Ralph, the young Australian girl.
Well, you can see in this replay, Taylor running to get her bike and get back on the road, where Syed was just more concerned about her health. He was just checking whether she's okay. He knew his bike was not going to get up from that. So there we have it, yet another great finish in the Suzuki Gixxer Cup. These one-make series are just amazing. I can't wait for the FLGB race now.
And there's always drama near about the final turn at the BIC. We've seen that yesterday, we've seen that this afternoon as well. So drama and excitement, of course, for sure, and a confirmation of the results. Malsam Dongliana will take a race win. And remember, that's the race win for Malsam in the JK Tyre Suzuki Gixxer Cup. Sachin Chaudhary and Sanjeev Mhatre will find themselves on the podium. But Taylor Ralph, I'm sure, is going to be gutted. She's missed out on what would have been another strong finish for her in the ACRR race.
Absolutely. I just hope it doesn't impact her championship, and I think we'll find out after this race how that stands. But another great race in the Gixxer Cup, and coming up next is the FLGB Formula 4 race, and that is another championship fight between two teammates, Vishnu Prasad and Rahul Rangaswamy. 6 points separating them, and yep, we're going to see some fireworks for sure.
Packed galleries in the grandstand at the BIC. That's a heartening sight for all the motorsport lovers. In case you're near the BIC, get into your car, drive down. There still might be some seats available, and that's the way it's going to be. We'll take a short breather here.
Very recently, we've witnessed this amazing race, and in the stands, people are clearly excited. So let's talk to some of them. Have you seen an exciting race? Maza aaya dekhkar?
Yeah, sure. Very much.
पहली रेस है आपकी?
Yes.
What about you?
First race only.
First race? या पहली बार इसे स्टेडियम में आके लाइव देख रहे हो?
पहली बार आ रहा है.
Okay. I want everyone to look at the screen and say hello. Let me go to the pretty lady standing. Hi, in the pink. Is it your first time you've come to the race?
Yes, it's my first time and I'm enjoying too much.
Wow. So you are here with friends or your family?
It's my husband.
Your husband?
Yeah.
All right. तो आप पहली बार आए हैं?
Yeah, first time.
How's the excitement?
Yeah, excited. Very excited. Very.
Too much fun.
What about people in the back? Are you guys having fun?
And very shortly, ladies and gentlemen, we'll have our racers for LGB Formula 4 joining us at the pit lane for the 8-lap race. We'll also have our presenters and our winners at the podium for the ceremony, ladies and gentlemen. Celebrations, smiles, and happy hugs. That's what we can see right now inside the pit lane for our winners of the Gixxer Cup. Ladies and gentlemen, we are all set. We are all ready for the presentation ceremony at the podium. Race after race, action after action, and more action with the 21st JK Tyre National Racing Championship at the Budh International Circuit. What a fantastically thrilling day for all of us. ये वो जगह है दोस्तों जहां सबसे ज्यादा जाबाज रेसर्स आते हैं सबसे बड़े सम्मान के लिए. The trophy which carries maximum pride in India. It is indeed the JK Tyre National Racing Championship Trophy. देवी और सज्जनों, यदि आप अपने आप को स्क्रीन पर देखें तो जरूर बहुत जोश और उत्साह के साथ एक बड़ी सी स्माइल के साथ वेव करें. Yeah, we can see the camera panning towards our audience at the stands.